This is Engadget. Here's what's happening in the world of technology. Today is October 19th. We all knew it was coming, the next phase of Netflix's months-long crackdown on password sharing, which itself follows the company's first quarterly subscriber loss in a decade, is soon upon us. The company announced during its quarterly earnings call on Tuesday that it will charge customers an added monthly fee to people who share their login credentials beginning in early 2023. This move is an expansion of a pilot program currently running in Latin America, which charges extra fees for extra user sub-accounts, users outside of your immediate household who use your login to access the service. Basically, every listing on the Who's Watching screen is going to cost you extra money if they don't also live with you. Netflix has not yet announced pricing for the punitive charges, though if they follow the pilot program's 1/4 of the basic rate scheme, it should work out to around $3 to $4 US. For folks wanting to avoid those fees, Netflix unveiled on Monday an account migration tool that will transfer a user's sub-account data, viewing history, recommendations, and the like to their new independent subscription. In addition, the company recently announced a less expensive ad-supported tier that will cost $7 a month when it launches on November 3rd. The new tier will be available in a dozen countries, including the UK, Canada, and Mexico by November 10th. And former NASA astronaut James McDivitt has died at the age of 93. The Apollo 9 commander passed away in his sleep in Tucson, Arizona last Thursday, the agency said. NASA selected Air Force veteran McDivitt, who flew 145 combat missions in the Korean War and was an experimental test pilot as part of its second astronaut class in 1962. His first trip to space was in 1965 as the commander of Gemini 4. During that mission, astronaut Ed White conducted the first spacewalk by an American. The 4-day mission was the longest NASA spaceflight at that point. McDivitt returned to space 4 years later as the commander of Apollo 9, an important precursor to landing humans on the moon. The mission, which launched on March 3, 1969, took the lunar module and the full set of Apollo hardware to space for the first time. The Apollo 9 crew conducted an engineering test of the lunar module in Earth's orbit, including a simulation of maneuvers that would be carried out during missions to the moon. McDivitt and lunar module pilot Russell Schweickart carried out a spacewalk during the mission, which returned to Earth on March 13th. 4 months later, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed the lunar module on the moon. After the Apollo 9 mission, McDivitt became NASA's manager of lunar landing operations. McDivitt, who held a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering from the University of Michigan, and his team planned the lunar exploration program and redesigned the spacecraft to ensure it landed on the moon safely. Following the success of Apollo 11, he became manager of the Apollo spacecraft program and led it through the Apollo 16 mission. McDivitt retired from NASA and the Air Force in 1972. Among other honors, he received 2 NASA Distinguished Service Medals, the NASA Exceptional Service Medal, and 2 Air Force Distinguished Service Medals. If you want to catch the latest tech news as it's happening, check out Engadget.com or tune in again every weekday.
Spoken Layer.